Donna Brazile dropping a major bombshell yesterday on the Democratic Party's alliance with Hillary Clinton. In an excerpt from her new book called Hacks, which will soon come out, Brazile writes, "I had promised Bernie when I took the helm of the Democratic National Committee after the convention that I would get to the bottom of whether Hillary Clinton's team had rigged the nomination process," which a lot of people had suspected at the time. As Hillary's campaign gained momentum, she resolved the party's debt. It had become dependent on her campaign for survival. By September 7th, the day I called Bernie, I had found my proof, and it broke my heart. That is a major statement. Here now to react is contributor at The Hill and the Washington Examiner, Jen Kern. This is a huge allegation from the wing woman of Hillary Clinton in a lot of this. I mean, the person that they said gave her the questions from CNN. I mean, they were all in this together. And now here comes this book. What is the allegation that she says Hillary Clinton did here?
Yeah, this is really astonishing, Rob. And Donna Brazile is really giving us an inside look as to what actually happened. A little play on words with Hillary's book tour. This is really remarkable here. It shows that in August of 2015, almost a full year before Hillary Clinton actually became the nominee. Way before, she entered into this agreement, a contract with the DNC to say that that her campaign would control the strategy, the messaging, the funds, and it would even, this is what makes me wonder, would even have first right of refusal on who was hired as a communications director at the DNC. Now, I can tell you, I've worked for the largest state party in the nation, the California Republican Party. I know how party apparatuses work. I've done work for the RNC. This is highly, highly unusual. You don't get those kind of privileges until you become the nominee. The fact that Hillary Clinton engaged in this contract with Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the DNC almost a full year before she became the nominee. It's very troubling. This is back when
Debbie was running the show, and basically you think that there was just an assumption, hey, I'm doing this thing. This is my turn. I don't care who else runs. This is my show. We're going to do this. And Debbie was just complicit. Yeah,
you know, this really goes to show a couple of things. One, it goes to show how entitled Hillary Clinton was in her presumption that she was going to become the nominee. This is 25 years going of the Clintons feeling entitled to everything on the Democrat side. And it also shows us that the Democrat Party, once again, is proven to favor elitism and cronyism in their own party. It proves that, you know, when they talk about the big guy versus the little guy, which they so often do.
The party of the people, they claim,
Party of the people. It turns out they're big hypocrites. And you know why? Because they let party bosses and big money run their own party. And this is why the DNC is having problems with their rank and file. This is why they're having problems with the rest of America, because we see it now.
Yeah. And one last question. Would Bernie have gotten that nomination had this been a fair fight? And how do you think he would have done in the general election?
You know, it's hard to tell how he would have done in the general, but it would have been very interesting to see the populist fight on the left versus the populist fight on the right. This is something that Steve Bannon talked about on his recent 60 Minutes interview. It would have been interesting. If that had been a fair fight, it would have been a much more interesting campaign for the American people.
And Trump and Sanders, in a weird way, they connected on a lot of issues. It was very strange, but they were very different and very similar in some ways. This is all very interesting. Thank you so much for coming on this morning. We do appreciate it.